Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from Ncaa. And Jared Ingram, monster game last week, over 200 yards. And I actually think that's the first time in any of my dynasties on this channel I've had a guy over 200 yards. So he definitely deserves a player of the game. And you know what that means? I'm going to start doing something. Anytime I get a player of the game on both offense and defense, and it has to be in a win, maybe not in a win, but they'll get +1 awareness, because during the season, in real life, players get better. As time goes on, they get better. So if you get a player of the game, you're going to get +1 awareness, which is going to make you a smarter football player. And if you haven't already got geared up, you're going to get geared up. So on offense is definitely Jared Ingram. On defense is going to be Goss. And these guys are both seniors. So it's going to suck because, this awareness, it's going to go up for this season, but I'm not going to have him next season. So let's give him the speed 3-bar running back helmet. I kind of like that one. Let's eliminate these. So I got rid of those bands. I kind of like this, man. He's a power back, so he's not gonna look flashy or anything like that. He's not gonna be super fast or make it seem like he's got less pads on. He's just gonna be a power back. So I can't give him shoes, and I think it's because we are a team builder team, so I don't think I can give him shoes. But let's actually put his socks, low socks here, and then that'll pretty much be it. Let me just look into this matchup going up against Kansas State. Let's look at how we match up against them. So if you look at Kansas State, they're a middle of the pack team. They're actually number 1 in defense, number 5 defending the rush, number 1 defending the pass. They are doing incredible on defense. Their offense is kind of up there too. They are number 9 in rush offense. So it's going to be worse than Wisconsin was, because Jonathan Taylor did whatever he wanted versus us. So we're going to have our work cut out for us. And the only thing that we can hold on to is that their overall rating is a B, offense is a B, defense is a B+. So we're not going up against an A ranked team, but let's just look at who they played last. So they played FCS in the opener, blew them out. Texas beat them by 10. Then Notre Dame, they beat Notre Dame by 3 scores, 30-9. And then they lost Oklahoma State, who's actually 5-0 at this point. And then they beat them pretty badly, Baylor 28-10. So now they're going up against us. Man, a number 1 defense. So this is going to be tough. So let's just get into it, man. No hesitation. Let's get it. And we're at home. Let's go. We do have home field advantage here against ranked 17th in the nation, Kansas State. So let's get into this action, man. The number 1 defense showing out that time. They're on the first play of the game, and on a 3rd and 13. Remember, Zach DeLuca is getting his first start here for the Marquette Golden Eagles, because both Carrington and Wolf hurt. So Zach DeLuca, who's actually the highest rated quarterback on our roster, he gets a start. So let's see what he's got this first start. But here is Darby, who I've been waiting, who's actually our highest rated defensive player. He's finally getting going here, getting a sack early in this game on Ertz. So here's Ertz, man, leading this Kansas State offense out on the field. And once again, the one thing that's killed us this whole year in the passing game has been the left side of the field. Noah Carter gives up a huge play on that one. But on the next play, Ali Christian is getting a sack, so they do settle for a field goal. So Kansas State with the 3-0 lead early in this game. And here we are, man, trying to get Ingram involved, because we know he's going to be the guy we can rely on week in and week out. So we got to get him the ball. But on this play, we get it to Keon Medley, but Keon Medley gets hurt on that one. So that means that Wayne Miller comes in and plays the slot position for the rest of the game. So here we go, man. We need to get Ingram the ball, so we find different ways to get him the ball, this time on a counter. And on a 3rd and 8 inside the red zone, Zach DeLue's going to drop back, throw to the right side, and who is that? That's Wayne Miller. I was just saying how he needs to step up in the place of Medley, and he gets open. That was like a pick play. It seemed like a perfect pick play. Look at the guy standing right next to Wayne Miller. That's McCray. He kind of acted like the decoy there, acted like the pick guy, and Jared Ingram finishes off the rest of the drive. So we're up 7-3 early in this game, and this Marquette defense is getting better and better, and that time Ramsauer almost has the pick. But on a 3rd and 10, Ertz is going to have a nice clean pocket. They're going to throw to his outside receiver Heath on that one. So we got to watch out, man, because they can run the ball pretty well, and this time they're giving it to Barnes, and Barnes is breaking off the big gainer up to the 20-yard line. So now they're inside the 20-yard line, inside the red zone, and Ertz is going to give the ball to Barnes, but this time Shane Darby comes up with the tackle that time, and it forces a 3rd and 6 here, and Ertz is going to roll out to the right, but look at Wiley. He just sits there, watches him go past him, reacts too late, and guess what? Ertz is going to capitalize, get in for the touchdown, the 10-yard rush there. So Kansas State up 10-7. They're not showing any big flashy ability on offense, but they're doing just enough in the ground game to move the ball down the field. But Marquette isn't doing themselves no favors by that errant throw that time by Zach DeLuca. So the Kansas State offense comes back out on a 3rd and 4, attempting to throw a screen pass, but Parrish gets in the way on that one. So we force a punt, and Marquette takes over after a nice return. And remember, they were nailed back inside the 10 on that one with a nice punt. So we get the ball to start past the 50-yard line, and here we are giving the ball to Ingram. He's breaking the tackle. You can just tell he's starting to get going here. So on a 2nd and 4, giving the ball to him up the middle. He finds a nice crease, gets a nice 11-yard gain, getting up near the 15-yard line. So on a 2nd and 6, Wayne Miller filling in. He's filling some big shoes this time, and he's showing me some things. Maybe Wayne Miller is a guy that's been buried on a depth chart. He's finally getting a chance, and he's getting it done, and he gets in this time for the touchdown catch. So now it's 14-10, 3 minutes left in this half, and Kansas State continues trying to run the ball, and we are shutting that down, led by Shane Darby. But on a 3rd and 10, they're trying to throw the ball this time, and they get a reception this time to their receiver Heath, and he's got 3 receptions for 62 yards. And once again, Shane Darby is just being so disruptive today in the running game. So on a 3rd and 2, the running back breaks the tackle, but Barnes tries to get to the outside, but this time we're going to get him for the tackle there. So we do force another punt. So it is about a minute and a half left in this half, and honestly, we have a lot of time here. I mean, we got 2 timeouts, time to drive down the field, and we're moving the ball pretty well in this Kansas State #1 defense. But this time, Cantrell gets behind the defense, and he gets open inside the 10-yard line. Look at that. He's waving his hand wide open, and that was definitely a blown assignment on that one. They lost track of the tight end, Cantrell. And on the next play, Jared Ingram, that is, getting into the end zone, stumbling, using that power, and you could just tell he is starting to get going. So we take the 21-10 lead into halftime, but the Kansas State offense, you know they can run the ball. That's what they're predicated on, running the ball. And here they are giving the ball to Silman on that one. So on a 1st and 10, Ertz is going to once again run the ball, make a cut, and get into the end zone for the 24-yard touchdown run. And this game is only a 4-point lead in this 3rd quarter. So a nice drive to start out the second half by the Kansas State offense, and they're not going away quietly. And Zach DeLuca takes over on a 3rd and 8, rolling out to the right. Who is he finding but that man, Wayne Miller, who is just filling in with great promise in this game, and we're getting inside the 30-yard line, and Zach DeLuca giving the ball to Ingram, but this time Glenn Hall's actually getting into the game. He's getting a nice 8-yard rush, so now it is a 3rd and 9 on a play action, finding the backup tight end McDowell, and Rashawn McDowell is getting to about the 5-yard line, and we go for it on the 4th and 1. We gotta go for it, and Wayne Miller, he's all over the field. He's receiving touchdowns. He's running them in. He's all over. He's getting in for the touchdown. So Marquette goes up once again by 11 points, and this Kansas State offense attempting to run the ball with Alex Barnes gets tackled down before the first down. So on a 2nd and 4, once again giving the ball to Alex Barnes, and he's a big guy. He is hard to tackle. But on a 3rd and 1, Ramsauer's going to get some good penetration on that one, and he's going to shed the block. Look at this again. The pulling guard tries to get there, but pushes Ramsauer right into Barnes, and we get the tackle for loss. So we take over, and it is towards the end of the 3rd quarter now, and we are playing. I think we look like the #1 defense compared to them. I mean, they're supposed to be the #1 defense, but as time goes on, we are just wearing them out, and it's really proven to that, you know, if you run the ball like this, Jared Ingram is just punishing defenders. You can eventually just tire down defenses, and you can tell they don't know what we're doing. They're sending run blitzes with all this play action. Jared Ingram's running the ball well, triple option. Look at there. Here's another one, and they don't know who to guard. Zach DeLuca on a 3rd and 1 gets into the open field, slides down. So now we're on to the 4th quarter, and Jared Ingram continues to carry the rock. So now we're facing a 2nd and goal here on a play action, but this time they do get to us, and we fumble the ball, but our team scoops it up. They had a lot of defenders around the ball. None of them can scoop it up. So on a 3rd and goal, we attempt to just get some yardage back, and we could have possibly cut to the outside and maybe got into the end zone on that one, but the Kansas State defense does stop us. So we do milk a lot of time on that drive, and here we go, man. Barnes is trying to get going, but it's just too much defense. We're just wearing on them, offense and defense. Alex Barnes gets tackled there. So on a 3rd and 11, Ertz is going to almost get hit that time, but he's going to find his receiver Strickland on the sideline. So on a 1st and 10, getting past the 50-yard line, it's Ertz in this Kansas State offense. This time he's giving the ball to his running back, but on a 2nd and 1, he's going to attempt to run the ball, but this time he's going to get swallowed up, this time by Miller, Kingsley Miller, the 2nd string defensive tackle. So on a 3rd and 5, attempting to throw to the outside, but he's actually going to throw this one over the head of the receiver. So on a 4th and 5, 2 minutes left in this game, they have to go for it, and nobody's open, so he attempts to run, but he slid, and he gives up. Instead of fighting for the yardage, he gives up. And that's going to be it. The Marquette Golden Eagles pull the upset off. And that was versus the #1 defense. We did pretty much whatever we want. We put up 31 points on the #1 defense in the land. And wow, what a turnaround it's been. We started out 0-4. Now we're 3-4. I mean, we are on a win streak, and next week we got Appalachian State. So we could possibly go from 0-4 to 4-4. What a turnaround by this Marquette team. Hit subscribe, hit that like button. We'll be back. Let's just check it out, man. We might be on to something, so let's go.